Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making a fried green tomato BLT. To start this dish, you should be preheating your oven to 325, and I've just lined a baking sheet with a little parchment and a cooling rack. We're going to lay out 10 pieces of thick cut bacon, just leaving a little space in between. And we're going to make this extra special with a little brown sugar and a little chili flake. I'm using gochugaru, but use whatever chili flake you prefer. We're going to press the seasoning on, flip our bacon strips over, and season the other side. The reason we're baking this in the oven is it keeps our bacon flat. We're going to pop this in the oven on the middle rack and let this bake for 30 minutes. Now these are green tomatoes. If you haven't had them before, I encourage you to try them. They're tart, sour, and absolutely delicious. Now the most simple way to cut a tomato is with the serrated knife. So I'm just using my bread knife here to chop these up into 1/4 inch thick slices. When you get to the tail end, just lay it flat, lay your hand flat on top, and cut through. That's just a safer way. Now to add a little sweetness and additional texture to our BLT, I have this gorgeous heirloom tomato. I'm going to use my bread knife again, but I'm going to cut this a little thinner. I just want this to be a little pop of freshness, and this is going to be sweet and juicy, as opposed to being sour and tart like a green tomato. And look how beautiful this is. Now for our dredge, we have 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. We're going to season that with a teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. To a cup of cornmeal, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And we also need to crack and beat up 2 eggs, and that is our dredging station done. We're also going to make a sriracha mayo for this, so I have 1/4 cup of kewpie mayo, adding in a tablespoon or a half tablespoon, whatever you prefer, of sriracha. So it's been 30 minutes, we can pull out our bacon, and we want to flip this over because we want this to get crispy on all sides. And we are going to pop this back in the oven and let this cook for an additional 15 to 20 minutes. Now to dredge, we are going to dip in some flour, roll in our egg, and then dip in cornmeal. And I have some peanut oil. I want the temperature to be around 350 degrees. I'm using cast iron because I think that is one of the best ways to fry. We're going to carefully drop in our breaded tomatoes, and we're going to let this cook for 3 minutes on one side, go in, flip, and cook for an additional 3 minutes. Once they're cooked through, we're going to take these out, put them on the cooling rack, and we are going to season these immediately with salt. You always want to do it while the oil is still hot because you want that salt to stick. And we're just going to continue to fry and salt until all our tomatoes are cooked. Now to assemble, I have a little toasted brioche. We're going to layer on 2 of our fried green tomatoes, a slice of our heirloom tomato, a nice big pile of our salty, spicy, sweet bacon, and then a little lettuce on top, and then we're going to drizzle with our sriracha mayo. Top these with a topper, and I'm going to cut this on the diagonal because everyone knows diagonally cut sandwiches taste better. Now let's take a look at this cross section. That is stunning. And now we can give this a much anticipated taste. That green tomato is crunchy because of the cornmeal. It's tart, it's sour, there's still a little firmness to it. The heirloom tomato adds sweetness and juiciness. That bacon is everything that you want bacon to be: salty, spicy, sweet. That sriracha mayo also adds a kick. And this is absolutely wonderful, satisfying, and delicious. But there it is, fried green tomato BLT. I hope you all try to make this. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you loved it, subscribe and hit that notification bell because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you again, and until next time, happy cooking.